Imagine walking into a gigantic library and you have access to all the information that you want to learn about yourself and your unconscious fears and doubts and insecurities and old stories and new stories. This is all in this library and you can access it whenever you want to. That is what it means to have access to your Akashic Records. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what an Akashic Record reading is, and also 3 ways that you can access your own Akashic Records. Hi, I'm Rev Kamisha, and I teach all things metaphysical on this channel. So if you are interested in learning about universal law, the law of attraction, manifestation, word magic, and how to use these things to level up your life or your business, then you are in the right place. Now, before we get into how to read Akashic Records or what an Akashic Record reading is, first I want to give you a tool that you can use to do some of the internal work. And it's called a Dragon Slayer's Guide. I want you to go down to that box, click in the description box below, and click on the link that says your kick-ass guide to, I think that's what I call it, your kick-ass guide to slaying dragons. That guide is going to help you, number 1, understand what Akashic Records are, and number 2, give you some activities to actually do to be able to work through any fears that you have. Because one of the main reasons why you might be struggling or just have a hard time just even understanding some of your own unconscious behaviors is because you might not know how to do the internal work. And it seems like it's something easy to do. People call it shadow work, and it is, but some people really need a guide. They need someone to kind of say, do this, do this, do this, do this. And so that is what that guide is going to do. It's going to give you a list of questions for you to ask yourself, and also just kind of guide you through the type of questions you should be asking yourself and the type of language you should be talking to with yourself, or the conversation you should be having with yourself, in order for you to beat those dragons and have more access to your Akashic Records. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that you stay on to the end. If you like astrology, I want you to stay on to the end, because I'm going to be sharing some things about how astrology connects to your Akashic Records. And also, if you have no clue what I'm talking about when I'm saying Akashic Records, I want you to watch this video right here, because that's the beginning of the series, okay? Make sure you subscribe to this channel, because this is just one of the parts of the many videos that I have already made, and I'm doing an entire series on Akashic Records. So there's going to be probably at least 2 or 3 more videos telling you more about how to access your own Akashic Records. All right, let's get into this. Okay, so what is the benefit of getting an Akashic Record reading from the beginning? The benefit is that it's an opportunity for you to heal ancestral DNA. So that means that it's an opportunity for you to have access to your unconscious thought patterns, your unconscious behaviors, your old thinking processes, and ways of creating and recreating stories over and over and over again. You will be able to see how you're doing that. That's what it means to actually heal ancestral DNA. So this could be a story that has been passed down lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. That's the reason why you chose the parents that you came through, because you recreated some type of story again. But being able to read an Akashic Records or your Akashic Records is you being able to pinpoint and see, oh, here's an opportunity for me to actually make a different decision. When you are able to read and see what's happening and actually ask the universe for guidance and read the response, that is when you are able to heal ancestral DNA. Now, when I say heal, I don't necessarily mean, oh, you just made pain stop or reduced pain. A lot of times I think people think that that is what it means to heal. But from a metaphysical perspective, healing really is you coming to the full conclusion, understanding, and application of your divinity and God. Okay, healing means that you completely know that you are immortal and that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And healing means that you are not just saying that. It means that you are walking in that vibration. So that is with the opportunity of reading the Akashic Records, or every time something comes up that and you have the ability to read it, that is how you actually make a different decision and change your life pattern. Now, the main ways that a reader may be able to pick up on your energy is by tapping into your name, by looking at your numbers that's associated around you, like your numerology, which is your birth date, your numerological makeup, that is your birth date, right? And also your astrology chart. These are all ways that you can read your Akashic Records. But some Akashic Record readers, what they will do is they will get you into a relaxed state. They might ask to open up the records. They might say a certain prayer where they're asking to open up the records. And then they may ask for your ancestors to join us or to be part of the Akashic Record reading. And then they will just listen quietly for what they hear or see, or visions may pop up into their own mind, and then they'll ask you to confirm these things. So me particularly, how I do Akashic Record readings is I use things more tangible, like names, birth dates, and some astrology. Okay, I don't claim to be a professional astrologer, but astrology usually does come up in my Akashic Record readings when I'm doing readings. So when I'm doing readings, then once I tap into a name or a number, then visions will pop up for me, or I will hear things because I also have clear audience, or I might hear sentences, or I might see images of things. So I'm using what you already have here in the now, like I said before, to actually tap into what you could have brought here from another life to help you read your own Akashic Records. That's how I do it. Okay, so just for clarity, what is an Akashic Record reading? It is the ability to read the hidden or unconscious story regarding one's life. So within this story, you are able to see things that is happening now, but the things that are happening now come from something that may have happened in the past. And also you are seeing things now that's also helping you understand the possibility of something happening in the future. So an Akashic Record reading is, I wouldn't say that it's the same as like reading a past life, like a past life regression. I wouldn't say that it's the same as that. It's more so looking at the story that's occurring right now. Because the story that's occurring right now is happening all around you and within you. And you're actually creating a story right now that the reason why the things that are happening right now is because of things that have happened in the past, or because of you unconsciously know that you're trying to create something in the future. Okay, so in my opinion, an Akashic Record reading is more so focusing on what's happening now. Okay, let's get into the 3 ways to read Akashic Records. And number 1 is going to be looking at words. Now, my specialty as a metaphysician is word magic. Therefore, one of the top tools that I use to read the hidden story in your Akashic Records is by looking at the words that's assigned to the person themselves, and also assigned to things around the person or things that have to do with the person. Because everything around you is simply a manifested experience of your personal etheric energy. And that is where your Akashic Records are. It's in your etheric energy, your invisible energy. But by looking at the physical manifestation of your etheric energy, like your name, like the street that you've lived on, like the school that you went to, like the title of the job that you have. These are all things that's attached to your etheric energy. And that is what I use to read the story, because there's a deeper meaning or a hidden meaning within the words and the names. So if you pay attention to your own names and your own words that's associated around you, you will be able to see a hidden story. You can also pay attention to when people are saying things to you, when people are having conversations with you about something that you thought that they didn't know about. So like, say you asked yourself some type of question inside your mind, someone else can answer that question for you outside of you, because again, your invisible is creating the visible. So they become part of the story, and guess what? Their name also becomes part of the story. Their name is playing a role in you reading your Akashic records. Okay, so again, with another layer to understanding the names, let's say that you have something in your name that is completely related to like a whole nother culture, right? So if you have something in your name that have to do with, let's say, like the Hindu culture, which you might not even know. Like a lot of times I see the word Kali in people's names. And that to me gives me a hint that they have some type of relationship with that particular goddess, and they could have brought it from one life to another, and they are supposed to learn something about that. If they have something in their name that have to do with one of the elements like water or fire or air, again, that lets me know that they have something to learn about that particular element, especially if they have something in their name that has something to do with astrology. Boom, that definitely lets me know that they should be looking at their natal chart to get a further understanding of the story, because all of these things are playing a role in the hidden story that's inside of you, and it's just manifesting in experiences because it's creating opportunities for you to heal it. Now, if you want more examples of how I use words and names to read Akashic records, you can see me doing it live in this video somewhere up here. Okay, now here's number 2. Reading numbers is another way to read your own Akashic records. Yes, using numerology will actually help you do that, because numbers have a vibration to them, and the vibration has an esoteric meaning to them. Besides that, the universe operates on mathematical principles. So me particularly, I use numbers in a certain way to do the readings. I like to use the Bible. The Bible is also an Akashic record book, which I talked about it in one of the other videos. It'll be up there somewhere about, what Akashic records are. But because the Bible itself has a lot of hidden numerology in it, I like to use it to do interpretations of numbers. And if those numbers are assigned to you, which is your birth date, that is how I also am able to read into your hidden story. Okay. Now, before I give you the last one, I'd like to invite you to get an Akashic record reading from me. Or if you're feeling curious, like, well, how do I even work with you? You're going to use this link above here or below there in the description box. And then when you go on that page, read what it says all about what Akashic records are and how I read them. And also, there should be testimonials when you click the product page or the shop page. There's testimonials there for you too, okay? All right, now the third way that you can read your own Akashic records is by looking at your astrological natal chart, because your natal chart has another unconscious or hidden story in it. Astrology is really psychology. Listen to the word psychology. It has the word cycle on the front of it, and the cycle is really referring to the astrological wheel. Will as in W-H-E-E-L and will as in W-I-L-L. But anyway, you can see things in your astrological chart that's referring to things that occurred in the past, things that might occur in the future, and the story that you're creating right now. So a lot of times when I'm looking at someone's name and birthday and I'm looking at their Akashic records, I'm picking up on their sun sign energy, or I'm picking up on something in their natal chart, because a lot of times it does come up in your name or numbers, the numbers that's associated around you. And also by looking at these things, you can probably see your gifts, your divine purpose, and things like that. So for an example, I have a mentorship program called Painful to Profitable, and within it, I help my students use their natal charts to be able to see their divine gifts and their purpose, so that they can create a digital course around these things, especially if they've already healed themselves in this particular subject. So an example of this is one of my students, she has the name Black in her name. So that right off the top let me know that she has something to learn about understanding things that are hidden, things that are unconscious. She's also a sun sign Scorpio, okay, which Scorpio has a lot to do with hidden psychology or things that's like buried underneath. Now, in her 6th house, which is her house of Virgo, that's also where her sun sign is. And so that tells me that she has something to learn or something to teach others, even herself, about the digestive system, because Virgo also rules that. And Virgo also rules over how are you here to help others? Where are you here to serve others? So just that makeup alone let me know that she has something to do or teach or serve others about the digestive system and about things that are hidden. So she's actually working on creating a course around helping people resolve their eating habits by them understanding the psychology behind what they're eating and just the psychology of weight loss. Okay, so that was to give you an example of that. Now, me personally, like, I'm an Aries sun sign, I'm a Virgo rising, and I'm a Pisces moon. That means that I'm here to help people, which is Virgo energy, believe, which is Pisces energy, and themselves, which is Aries energy. So again, I'm able to look at my natal chart and see what am I here to do? What am I here to help people do? And that is also why you can use your astrological chart to also read your Akashic records, because your astrological chart is telling a story. Okay, now we've reached the end, and I would like to ask you to go ahead on and hit that subscribe button if you want to continue with this series, because I'm going to give you at least 2, maybe 3 more other ways that you can read your own Akashic records. Okay, thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.